Good evening. My name is Dr. Jennifer Radziak, and I am the Program Director of the Occupational Therapy Department at A.T. University within the Arizona School of Health Sciences. I would like to welcome everyone to the Whitecoat ceremony for the entry-level Doctor of Occupational Therapy class of 2024. We would like to wish an especially warm welcome to all of the family members and friends of our students who have joined us for this important event this evening. It is always encouraging to see our students' cheerleaders in the audience because your support has been instrumental in our students' success. We sincerely appreciate your support of these students as they strive to become highly competent, compassionate, and ethical healthcare providers who live the mission of this university by treating each patient as a whole person. I also want to recognize the contribution of all of the occupational therapy faculty who devote themselves and their careers to shaping the next generation of occupational therapists. Next, I wish to extend our gratitude to Dr. Birch, Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences, and Dr. Gebetz, Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, for joining us this evening. Thank you to all for helping us to celebrate this milestone in our students' academic journey. This is the time that our students transition from foundational academic education into clinical practice and doctoral capstone work. Students, I would like for you to take a moment to reflect on where you were this time last year. Last year at this time, you were finishing your first semester of your first year in occupational therapy school. Think of all that you have learned and truly accomplished in this past year. Call to mind all of the clients who you have already helped to engage in their meaningful occupations. Think of all the patients who you have already assisted in returning to loved occupations once thought to be lost. My hope is that this ceremony reignites your passion for this wonderful profession and inspires you to move forward earnestly into the final stages of your graduate studies. We are proud of all of your successes in this program, and we look forward to calling you our colleagues. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Birch, the Dean of the Arizona School of Health Sciences, to address our group of occupational therapy doctoral students.
Well, thank you, Dr. Radziak, for all of your hard work and your leadership as a program director. And congratulations, students, on reaching this significant day and event, the OTD Whitecoat ceremony. Special thank you to all the families for coming out and joining us this evening. We're so looking forward to celebrating with you a little later on after the ceremony. So I'm going to read a few words to our students as they move forward in their educational journey. Students, during this time in your educational journey, you will continue to tap into your personal courage, knowledge, and ability with even greater frequency. The white coat symbolizes that you are ready and determined to continue to learn the necessity of respect, skill, compassion, and evidence-based practice that are so central to the occupational therapy profession and our hallmarks of our university's mission. Occupational therapy, the profession you have ultimately chosen to step into, is one which was committed to the concept of whole person healthcare very early on. OTs can be found in nearly every healthcare setting: schools, homeless shelters, correctional reintegration centers, substance abuse centers, hospitals, outpatient facilities, places of work, places of leisure, and skilled nursing facilities. I was reminded recently by one of your professors of all the avenues in which OTs improve daily lives through enabling function, increasing access to services, improving social integration, enabling adaptation to balanced lifestyles, and recognizing how important families, friends, and cultural identity are to individuals and whole communities. For the rest of your time with us, for the whole duration and beyond, continue to evaluate emerging information critically, think through the new and creative practice opportunities in your profession. Take the time to fully immerse yourself in your capstone projects, and most importantly, celebrate milestones like today with pride. Stay connected to those who encourage you when you're feeling discouraged. Stay balanced, rested, healthy, and reach out to your faculty, your chair, and myself when you need to. Continue to be the best you can be each and every day. And above all, hold on to those dreams, persevere, and for the rest of this journey, do not give up. Stay with us. We love having you here. Congratulations once again. Be very proud of yourselves, and families, be very proud of this group of students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dean Birch. And now we have a word from our chair, Dr. Rebecca Wolf.
Greetings, second-year OTD students, faculty, and staff, and welcome to family and friends. For those of you who do not know me, I am the chair of the Occupational Therapy Department at A.T. Still University. My name is Rebecca Wolf. ETSU OT family, I've missed you during my maternity leave, but I know that you've been in wonderful hands with our faculty. I look forward to seeing you all when I return from leave. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you how proud of you I am that you have reached this important point in your academic career, and to compliment all of you. You've made it through rigorous coursework to get to this point and have excelled. I am deeply impressed by the ingenuity and creativity that I've seen in your proposed doctoral capstone projects. I know that you will continue to gain wonderful skills throughout the remainder of your academic career, and I'm excited to soon call you all colleagues. It is truly an honor to serve as your chair during your OTD studies. Enjoy the evening and celebrate your accomplishments.
Good evening, everyone. I am Professor Andrews, and it has been my pleasure to work with all of you students. Although I haven't worked directly with you over this past semester, you guys are my first students that I've taught, and you will stick with me. Like, it's going to be a memory for me forever. I'm grateful to have been part of your journey toward becoming occupational therapist, and you are the future of our profession. And I can't wait to see and hear all about the successes that are ahead of you. At this time, I want to take the time to introduce a special member of the OTD class of 2024. I was highly impressed a year ago when I initially met Irene. She was organized, she had plans, and she had already accomplished so much prior to enrolling in OT school. I had the opportunity to sit down with Irene last week, and I was blown away. Irene is the eldest of 4, and her parents and youngest sister are here with us this evening. She completed her undergraduate studies in a little over 3 years, and so she took some time to study abroad, where she was immersed, and she immersed herself and became even more passionate with the refugee population. But this is just a small part of who Irene is. In addition to having an amazing conversation with Irene last week, I left inspired. I left wanting to do more. I wanted to be better. So Irene, you are a wonderful role model, a great leader, and an upstanding advocate not only for your classmates, for your family, but for all of us here today. You will be an OT that makes a difference in the lives of all of those around you. So please join me in welcoming Irene Kwangaba.
Hello, everybody. So good afternoon. My name is Irene Kwangaba, and I am honored to share an encouraging word with y'all today. At one point of our lives, all of us were asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? To some, this was a singer, a musician, or a painter. To others, this was a lawyer, an engineer, or a teacher. I always said I wanted to be a doctor when I grew up. Specifically, I wanted to be a pediatrician. However, the older I got and the more knowledge I became exposed to, I still wanted to be a doctor, just not that kind of doctor. So, what is a doctor of occupational therapy? According to MGH, Institute of Health Professions, it is a professional or clinical doctorate, the highest level of academic preparation that an entry-level occupational therapist can obtain. In our program, this distinguishment entails obtaining our public health certification and completing a capstone experience. So it does feel nice to be called a doctor, I will admit it. The title is just clout. When you strip away the title, what do you get? Us in this room here today. Aspiring occupational therapists at its core. It takes a certain kind of person to be an OT. One that is patient, charismatic, creative, kind, flexible, and observant. And that we all are. My fellow colleagues, as we all know, grad school has put us through the trenches, and every day we continue to dig deeper into it. Insert in-text citation, story 2022. Let me take you back through memory lane with some OT school highlights from when we first began up to this point. Fall Block 1, 2021, Marmu of the brachial plexus. Do I remember how to draw the brachial plexus now? Absolutely not. But I still remember Marmu. Fall Block 2, 2021. The difference between a preparatory method and a preparatory task had my head spinning. Spring Block 1, 2022. Hold, hold, hold. What is inhibition versus disinhibition? If you know, you know. Spring Block 2, 2022. This walking belt is gonna help me help you. It should be snug, but not too tight. I don't know about you all, but it took me a few weeks to master putting on a gait belt. Fall Block 1, 2022. Pulse duration, duty cycle, pre-mod, inferential current. These terms also had my head spinning. Fall Block 2, 2022. Proximal stability equals distal mobility. I think it's starting to finally make sense. Looking back at the time, these concepts seem unattainable to master, at least for me. OT speak seemed to be a foreign language, and understandably so. After all, this is the first time in our academic history that we've purely been taught a very concentrated curriculum. Fast forward to now, we've had many aha moments in grad school. These previously unattainable concepts are now concepts that we have overcome at our originally peak stressful time. But hey, still do not ask me how to draw the brachial plexus. So how has OT school been thus far? As the famous answer to most OT clinical scenarios we have been studying, it depends. Though OT school seems like it can be a never-ending cycle of internal combustion, stress, and exhaustion, many golden nuggets along the way have helped us break through and remember that we are here for a reason and we can do hard things. Our wise professors and elder colleagues have time and time again said to trust the process. We know more than we think we know. Though I do have a hard time practicing this myself many times, we should give ourselves grace. We got to put our basic patient care skills to the test at MDA camp, which was a major confidence booster. We treated clients internationally. We completed a previously daunting group protocol that is apt to make us some money one day. We survived neuro. We should give ourselves grace because this is a marathon that we have been selectively handpicked to ride on. We do belong here. We are doing the best that we can, and we do have a beautiful journey ahead of us that we are meant to be on, despite how overwhelming this life transition called OT school may be. Despite any title we obtain, we are all occupational therapists in the making who are passionate about people and positively influencing their quality of life. Remember, occupational therapy practitioners ask, what matters to you, not what is the matter with you, according to the OT Toolbox, which is a wonderful resource, by the way. As OT students, what matters to us is getting our degrees, right? But the beauty of this question in this current moment in life is that what matters to us is so much more than getting our degrees. It is becoming our best versions of ourselves, leading with strength and confidence, and contributing to a field that adds life to days. So, I have a SMART goal for you all. It's not perfect, but hey, our goal is ever perfect. Baseline. OTD students are currently at 50% of their grad school career and can complete workload with mod assist. Goal. By June 2024, OT doctoral students will successfully graduate from OT school with Min Assist from professors, colleagues, and mentors in 1-out-of-1 opportunity to help others achieve health, well-being, and participation in life through engagement in occupation. Data will be collected via evidence of an ATSU diploma. Woohoo! Peace and love, my fellow colleagues. Cheers to our achievements thus far.
Thank you, Irene. At this time, I invite Professor Benjamin Gross to the podium.
Hi, everyone. Dr. Heidi Carpenter is a native of Arizona and grew up here in Gilbert, right down the road. She completed a Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a minor in music at Northern Arizona University. Dr. Carpenter then earned her Doctorate of Occupational Therapy from Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. Following graduation, she completed a year-long pediatric residency with Creighton University. She received additional training in outpatient pediatrics, such as sensory integration, feeding, eating, and swallowing, as well as in the school-based setting, and was the lab assistant for the pediatric coursework for the entry-level OTD students. She's also worked clinically in neuro-rehabilitation, outpatient, inpatient, and home health pediatrics and adults. Dr. Carpenter has also a passion for working with individuals and families to incorporate wellness habits into their everyday life. Dr. Carpenter is also passionate about volunteer leadership and began serving in leadership roles as a student. She served as the AOTA liaison of the Creighton University Student Occupational Therapy Association. She then served as treasurer and president of the Creighton University School of Pharmacy and Health Professions Student Government, which represented about 1,200 interprofessional students. She was also the AOTA Assembly of Student Delegate Steering Committee chairperson from 2014 to 2015. Dr. Carpenter has been an active member of the Arizona Occupational Therapy Association, or ARIZOTA, where I know her from, since 2016. She is currently serving as the association's president. Dr. Carpenter is also on the Education Committee, which plans our annual conference, which this year was here at AT Still University. Additionally, with ARIZOTA, she has started the inaugural Journal Club series, co-founded the Older Adult Special Interest Section, or SIS, initiated the formation of an annual Outstanding Student Award for OT and OTA students, and assisted the OTA program at Pima Tucson to establish their student occupational therapy organization. Dr. Carpenter has published collaborative research projects in peer-reviewed journals and professional publications. She has also presented at various national and local conferences. And just to add, this is just the beginning. So with that, Dr. Carpenter, please join me at the podium.
you. Hi, everybody. So thank you so much for having me today. And thank you so much for your fearless leader here inviting me, Dr. Jennifer Radziak. It's really special to have rituals like this, to recognize achievements and to be able to reflect on your accomplishments, and just wonderful speakers here today sharing all of that with you. Great SMART goal, love it. You'll get some good data for that, I'm sure. So I was asked here today to spend some time with you to share how leadership has shaped my career, how I found my way to Arizona, and how my OTD has opened doors for me. So I'll spend the next hour doing that. Just kidding. No need to panic. Okay, so about 7 minutes. The truth is that I have gotten to where I am today by failing many times. But it's not really about the act of failing. What matters is what I have learned along the way. Lessons that have helped shape my life and my career. Moreover, I skipped page. That would be unfortunate. So through times of failing and turning those failures, or what I thought were failures at the time, into opportunities. So Denzel Washington has said that if you don't fail, you're not even trying. Okay? So if you're not failing sometimes, maybe you're not even trying hard enough, okay? So another quote that really resonates with me is from Leslie Odom Jr., who said, "Spectacular failure is the secret ingredient to your ultimate success." Okay? So my first failure related to occupational therapy was when I did not get into an Arizona OT school when I applied. And in order to not delay my dream of becoming an occupational therapist, I traveled to the Midwest and spent the next 3.5 years earning my clinical doctorate in occupational therapy. This failure was one of the best opportunities that ever happened to me. As a child of Arizona, I was very Arizona-centric, and living in the Midwest for a total of 4.5 years allowed me to learn about different cultures and gain new perspectives that have helped my life and my career. Moreover, this is where I was tapped into leadership. One day, as a first year, I was at a clinic doing an observation, and one of my second-year OTD student friends tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You'd make a great treasurer of the student government." I respected and thought highly of this student, and I did become the treasurer. I was then elected president the following year. As president, I represented about 1,200 students at the university level in the professions of occupational therapy, pharmacy, and physical therapy. Here, I learned the power of collaboration, learning from others, and listening more than I spoke. I began to learn how to stretch to the edges of my capacity and accomplish tasks I once thought impossible or never even imagined. For example, we partnered with the medical school and put on a one-day patient safety conference for all of the health science students that provided a platform for fantastic interprofessional learning. And I remember specific conversations and interactions to this day from that one very day. This new mindset led me to be elected as the chairperson of the Assembly of Student Delegates Steering Committee with AOTA. Trust me, growing up in Arizona, in Gilbert, when it was still kind of a smaller town, right? I never imagined professional school would take me to leadership at a national level as a student. But that's why we come to professional school, right? You didn't come to graduate or professional school to stay the same. I imagine you came to become the best version of yourself. I did. So when you encounter a learning opportunity that you think is too big or too impossible or scares you, instead of tapping out, consider tapping in. Tap into the opportunity to explore your true capabilities and put your natural talents to the use for the greater good. And don't worry about somebody doing your idea better than you, or if your idea is already being done. Trust me, I have a lot of ideas, and then I Google them, and I'm like, dang it, somebody already got that idea. But, maybe I have something new to offer to the plate. No one will say it like you, and your voice needs to be heard. Start before you're ready. Passion and enthusiasm combined with on-the-job training go a long way toward achieving goals. especially when you're creating something new. Seize this opportunity to be humble and allow these expert teachers around you to guide you. Lean on peers and mentors and allow your eyes to be open to the infinite possibilities around you. Be open to the infinite opportunities for this profession and for who you will be in this profession. I moved back to Arizona in 2016, and within 2 months of being here, I met one of your newest professors, Benjamin Gross, in a very serendipitous kind of way. At the time, he was the current president of Arizona. I started attending the open board meetings as a member and became involved with the conference planning committee. I started to dream about the possibilities and ideas I had for Arizona and for the Arizona OT community. I started by remembering my early strategies in leadership to listen more than I spoke, for the most part anyway. I've been told since I was a young child that I am an out-of-the-box thinker, and I've always been really confused by that saying. I don't relate to what that means, and then I recently realized that it never made sense to me because it is a reference I don't identify with. I don't identify with it because I don't see a mystical box. I don't see a box I have to jump out of in order to create ideas. Rather, I use creativity to approach problems by trains of thought that allow me to come up with a variety of solutions. I then filter through these solutions by working with everyone involved until the best solution is reached. You see, when it comes to an organization like Arizona, we are run by volunteers who practice volunteer leadership, which is a version of servant leadership, and also everyday leadership. I believe that as training to be a doctoral level therapist, you are all everyday leaders for the profession of occupational therapy. About a decade ago, there were 4 accredited entry-level OTD programs when I started OT school. Now there are 73, I counted myself one by one. Yeah, entry-level doctoral programs with a dozen more in the pipeline seeking accreditation. OT is a community, and our community of OTD graduates is growing. The future of our profession depends on our actions and the ownership we take for our clinical practice skills, research skills, involvement in the administration of organizations, leadership at all levels, local, state, national, and international. It also depends on how we show up in program and policy development, advocacy, education, and theory development. You probably already knew this, but those are also the areas of your doctoral capstone. You matter, and your ideas matter. But as we all know, ideas and dreams without goals, action plans, and execution are just ideas and dreams. Take small steps every day to turn your dreams and ideas into tangible realities that you and the profession can benefit from. I have found that my professional journey has been grounded in knowing myself as best I can, finding out what I stand for, what my values are, and what my own professional mission statement is. One of my best ways I have found to do this is by not being selfish, but by being self-first. I encourage you to reflect often, spend time really getting to know yourself, what you want, who you are now, not the person you used to be, and how you want to show up as a developing, doctorally trained occupational therapist. When I thought moving to the Midwest to get my OTD might be impossible, the pastor at my church said, "Heidi, keep walking through doors until they close." I needed to hear this, and it encouraged me to rise to the challenge of making a major life change that set my life on a trajectory of continuing to walk through doors of opportunity. Some doors have closed, a few slammed, but the next right door has always come along and opened at just the right time. Please know the occupational therapy community needs you, and we need you at your best. Your best dreams and ideas, your best plans, your best execution, your best you. Take care of yourselves by putting yourself first, and most importantly, embody your talents and engage in the occupational therapy community and beyond as everyday leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carpenter, for inspiring our OTD students as they look forward to completing the final stages in their graduate program. The Whitecoat ceremony symbolizes doctoral students' entrance and welcome into the occupational therapy profession. This tradition marks a transition from classroom learning to the clinical environment. Let's look back on the journey of these amazing students. At this time, I would like to invite the doctoral faculty who will be completing the donning of the white coats to the podium. Dr. Brianna Bonner. Dr. Brandy Fullwider. Dr. Abby Glenn. And Dr. Adam Story.
Aegea Marie Baldavia. Zarina Benzen. Anna Bradner. Cynthia Burhop. Aiden Collins. Kelsey Cooper. Rebecca Downs. Ria Flores. Kylie Foster. Brooklyn Gratzer. Kenzie Kemper. Jessica Krantz. Irene Kwangaba. Marissa Lamb. Anna Medell. Kendall Morrissey. Anna Seedall. Grace Sievert. Emily Utek. Jordan Fears. Mackenzie Watterson.
And now, Professor Tanya Sharon will lead the students and faculty in the Occupational Therapy Oath. Students and faculty, please stand.
Reverently and earnestly. Do I pledge. My wholehearted service. To enhancing the participation and social inclusion. Of individuals, families, and groups. And vulnerable populations across the lifespan. To this end, that my work may be successful. I will ever strive. For greater knowledge, skill, and understanding. In the discharge of my duties. In whatsoever position I may find myself. I solemnly declare that I will hold and keep inviolate whatever I may learn of the lives of those that I work with. I acknowledge the dignity of the cure of disease. And the safeguarding of health. In which no act is menial or inglorious. I will walk in upright faithfulness. Work with the members of the healthcare team. And will strive for patience, kindness, and strength. In the service of facilitating thriving minds and bodies.
Students and faculty, please be seated. For our closing remarks, I welcome Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Norman Gevitz, to the podium.
The roots of the occupational therapy profession in the United States begin at the dawn of the 20th century with the introduction and utilization of non-drug-based therapeutics in helping mentally ill individuals cope with their condition to perform the routine activities or occupations of daily living. The first training program began in Chicago at Hull House, and the National Society for the Promotion of Occupational Therapy, later renamed AOTA, in 2017. The breadth and scope of occupational therapy quickly increased with the treatment of World War I veterans for both physical and mental disablement, and soon after included children and later the elderly, who because of strokes or other catastrophic events needed rehabilitation. In 1922, the distinguished psychiatrist Adolf Meyer articulated 4 aspects of the philosophy and aims of occupational therapy. First, an active interaction with the environment maintains and balances the individual. Second, the mind and body works in unison, and this link must be studied and appreciated. Third, natural rhythms have a positive effect on well-being and human performance. And fourth, there is a need for balance in all spheres of occupation. These principles of occupational therapy are remarkably consonant with the philosophy of osteopathic medicine as enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still and his followers, and reflect the set of beliefs which today guides the mission of our university. The education of occupational therapists has steadily evolved. In 1923, a 12-month course of training was adopted. In 1930, the total training time was 18 months. In the 1940s, registered occupational therapists were required to have a bachelor's degree, and in 1990, this standard was changed to a master's degree level. Though the master's degree continues to represent the minimum educational requirement for entering practice, as of 2022, more than 70 institutions offer the Doctor of Occupational Therapy as the single or dual program of entry into the OT profession. This white coat ceremony marks your passage to becoming a new type of occupational therapist, a Doctor of Occupational Therapy, with more training in the art and science of your field, where upon graduation, you will become the thought and practice leaders of your profession. Congratulations to all of you on your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gevitz. This concludes the white coat ceremony. Following the ceremony, please join us on the back patio for refreshments. Finally, everyone please stand and help me to congratulate our OTD class of 2024.